Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor to be a part of this meeting, a part of this Seven Wonders weekly meeting series today. Because I just listened to Madam Nana Yakubu talk, and I was wondering what I'm doing in the meeting. Because 35 years experience, I wasn't even born 35 years ago. So, like, what am I about to share to this platform where she started going to Makati from 2002, 2003. Still in primary school there. What do I know? But I will try because I mean it's a big show and I'm very good at it. So for Enugu and experiences in Enugu tourism in Enugu has been really exciting and it has peaked in the past couple of years, right? And one of the biggest advantages that I would say has made tourism big is the fact that there are more young people doing it. And one thing with young people and the stage that we are in is there's social media, which amplifies the little work anybody does. And with just a simple video like you've said that anybody makes and puts online, anybody can literally bump into it just by a word search and they see it. So tourism in Enugu and in South East generally has peaked in the last couple of years, and people now realize that there's really something to do in Enugu. There are really people here because previously, even before I started tourism, pain points, right? One of the things that pushed me into tourism in Enugu was when you do simple Google searches about places in Enugu, you'll be seeing pictures that do not actually describe the places they're describing. And many of the blogs back then just copy and paste each other's posts without actually verifying what is on ground. So that was one of the things that drove me to go into the tourism and promoting places. So that people can literally see what is here. And many times people go to Cross River, go to Obudu, and they fly into Enugu and go to Obudu without actually exploring Enugu. And it's like, no, this can't continue happening. So tourism in Enugu has peaked over the last couple of years that I've been here. It's almost a decade for me now. It's almost 10 years for me now doing tourism in Enugu. One of the biggest challenges to doing tourism is the fact that it's a lot of problems. First of all, infrastructural development. Many of the tourist spots do not have road access, do not have road access, do not have proper structure. So when you go to a destination, it's not the price you pay today you pay next week. It depends on who you meet. And it's not the price that you pay that the next person coming after you is going to pay because there's no structure. It depends on the youth or the community leader or just any other person that bumps into you that wants to extort money from you. So it's a big problem with tourism in Enugu, and of course the southeast as a whole. So infrastructural development, um, uh, proper structure regarding payment and community training. Many of the people in the community are not trained for hospitality. So there are no proper tour guides in those communities to take people on tours. If you do not interact with a proper guide like myself before going there, when you get there, you will not even experience the best destinations. And I'd like to also say that tourism has even moved away from just going to go and see monuments, going to go and see waterfalls and destinations. Now people ask questions and people will be more interested, more involved, or um, um, invested in a story. Storytelling actually works. Madam Yakubu talked about storytelling. And it actually works. Many of the tour guides need to be able to learn stories about the places because these are the questions that many tourists would ask. And even when they do not ask, they are the stories that make the trip even more interesting when tour guides tell you the stories. And so there are no proper training of staff, there's no management structure. Many of the tourist destinations are littered with debts. Every time you're literally seeing debts littered all over the place. So it's just a lot of things that need to be put in any.
I know the first time I saw some masquerades, I think you took Betia or somebody to go observe a tradition.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was you.
okay.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So
Yes.
how can we convert some of these masquerades, these festivals in the southeast where you are the master of into viable tourism products? You have the one they do in Onitsha, your Fala. But these are commercial energy for these things. So from what you've observed, how do we scale it? What advice can we attach them to these tourism sites you talked about? What suggestions do you have to help these products?
Okay, so for festivals or things happening in the Southeast that could actually go from here to there, I'll start with the ones that we even do in Enugu before even going to further. In January, there was a festival that was done in Benin Republic. I'm trying to remember, I can't remember the name, but it's a big festival, a masquerade festival that was done in Benin Republic. And when I was supposed to go this year, but I was sick, so I didn't go. When I saw the video around the place, I'm like, this place looks like Obara Square that we have in Enugu. And the Obara Square that we have in Enugu has not even seen a facelift in the past 20, 30 years. It has just been the same, right? So some of these little things or packaging would do a lot with the festival. So I've had tourists who visited Ni Ifabweni, who made Ojudoba in Ijebuland very popular because of his videography. In fact, it was even at the Agungu Festival, and his video was all over the place on social media. Like I had initially said, we're in a stage where social media does a lot of work in promoting tourism, and our creators in Nigeria carry it on their head. We do the most work in wanting to travel and experience these places and talk about them. And people are looking for more experiences to get, more reasons to travel and get culture, lifestyle, vibes, not just to visit a place, right? So now I feel like there's a lot the government has to do as regards festival. Many of the festivals are carried solely by the government involvement for it to be done well if it is going to be a global standard event. The one in Benin Republic was a very massive event. In fact, the whole government of Benin Republic was very well invested in it, and the promotion goes far and wide. In fact, I applied to be a content creator for the festival, and that's how big it is. So you see that many of these international festivals, they have proper structure and standards that are set in place. They do not joke with media and publicity. Apart from media and publicity, there are also other packages. Like I was in this festival, the Calabar Carnival in December. It's become a really big festival, but I have a big problem with the festival. First of all, you were getting ready for a festival that was going to happen in December, and you had the whole year. And the road from Enugu to Calabar, that is like your connect, was bad. Like it is so bad, very horrible, that I was pitying the foreigners that I traveled with, because I had foreigners that I was going to take to the Calabar Carnival, that's the biggest street party in Africa. And with that, how do I convince them to come again when as little as a road that would be graded and made fit for everyone to travel to is not done? And this is even handled by the state government. So that was my first pain point. Then the other pain point was there was a package that was created. And then when we paid for the package, the only thing the package included was that we were sitting somewhere and we were given a bottle of water. And that was it. And it was over 100K for one person. And now I tasked all of them and made sure all of them paid for it. It was going to be a good service. They were going to give this, that. And then when we got that, we saw that there was poor planning. We were not even giving attention. Everything was just so messed up. So there's lack of proper planning in our festivals. And I believe that we have competent professionals who can oversee these things and make sure that these things are handled properly and things are properly taken care of. That those who attend the festivals feel at home, because that's the first story they're even going to tell. I mean, someone can tell you, this festival was good, but do not go because it's a lot, right? But if we have proper packaging for our tours, the marketing will not be a lie.